Today I fucked up by getting lost in the dark on a hiking trail. So, I figured today I would go on a hike and have a jolly good old time with my doggo. It was in the 60s today, why wouldn't I? I grabbed my new flashlight that I bought to EDC, everyday carry, because I'm a redneck boy, a water bottle, and my dog. Now I got to the trailhead and took a gander at the signage. Like any intellectual, I chose the trail that would take 2 hours to complete. It was a loop, so how hard could it really be? It was an awesome trail. It was both today I fucked up, open, with death-dealing cliffs and gurgling streams. There were some points where I had to double back to see where I made a wrong turn. Don't mind though, as I could see the scenery again. Well, as I trudged on, I started seeing Jack Dilly. The sky began to darken and before I knew it I was laughed. I whipped out my new, but trusty old flashlight and flicked it on and off looking for trail markers. Well, before I knew it, I wading through literal streams thinking they were paths, hitting piles of fallen trees, and overall waving the white flag. There weren't any markers anymore. I love my dog, so really I'm just wondering how much more energy she's got in her. She's slowing down. I'm getting worried because clearly I'm lost as an ant airdropped into Hong Kong. So, I whip out my phone and look at where the hell I am. Turns out there's some shady school nearby in the middle of nowhere. I walk to it and hit a road. At this point I feel like Bear Grylls finding civilization. Technically, show's over. I found civilization. GG. Well, I still have to retrieve my form of motor vehicle transportation. I check Google Maps. Your boy is 6 miles away from his car by road and you bet your William not going back into the boonies. So we walk, and walk, and walk. I'll be honest, I wouldn't recommend this adventure. But, I clearly got to my car and am among the living. So, there you go. Did I learn anything? Not really. Just bring a bigger flashlight, boys and girls. Too long didn't read. I got lost on a trail in the dark and lived. I fell asleep hunting deer one time and had to walk out of public land in the dark. It was in northern Michigan. Similar experience. I never hunted more than 200 yards away from a road again. Lousy night. I remember how difficult it was to figure out the path in the dark. Fallen leaves blanketed the ground, so any straight line between trees looked like a path. Walked at least 3 miles along a road in the dark with my shotgun looking like a psychopath. Haha, redneck boy. This redneck boy has a flashlight on his hip whenever he's dressed. It helps in dark closets, under furniture and beds, and occasionally just to save some household electricity. Nice to see you didn't panic. Happened to me once, and getting turned around in the woods brought me to a dripping sweat. The amount of fear is definitely determined by how many times you double back, I think. It creates a sense of dead ends like a maze. In some cases, the best thing you can do is just stick to one direction, I think. The only times I was truly concerned were when I literally was ankle deep in a stream and when you hyper-focus on trail markers. If you don't see one within a few minutes you will freak the hell out. So at a certain point I just stopped looking. In my specific situation I was literally on a massive mountain, so my main concern was something eating my 30-pound dog. What if you didn't live though? What if this is the thing in the forest that found your phone and is pretending to be you? Scared face. How's the doggo doing? As it got darker I was dancing around the idea of the best way to evade a bear or a pack of coyotes. So if I were to die, that would most likely have been the culprit. She's actually fine, just tired. I gave her all my water the entire trip. I'm trying to get her to lose a few pounds anyway. Getting lost a few more times should do it. Honestly, this sounds just like one of those situations you see on TV where some idiot goes out unprepared an hour before dark to trail hike, gets lost, breaks their ankle, and realizes their phone battery is dead. Then by some miracle a random guy that also has no business being out there in the dark happens to see you and either offers to help by calling the police or proceeds to chop your limbs off one by one and then drag you out of the woods and throw you into the back of their station wagon only to take you home and perform Frankenstein-esque surgical operations. Today I fucked up by filling my electric kettle with instant coffee. In a half-asleep moment this morning, I poured the coffee granules into the kettle instead of the mug. Then, rather than doing the sensible thing and starting again, I had one of those terrible thoughts, the kind you should always ignore. What if I just add water and boil the coffee in the kettle? It turns out there's a very good reason we don't do this, apart from thereafter not being able to use the kettle for anything that isn't coffee. When you boil instant coffee in a closed vessel, it froths up tremendously, like a closed pot on a stove. And it did. And it flooded out and tripped the circuit breaker, taking every PC and extension out. Then, for reasons known only to my subconscious, I decided that I wouldn't be defeated, cleaned up the mess, flipped the breaker and tried again. It wasn't a one-off. It froths up every time. Somehow I needed to repeat this cycle 2 more times before taking a hint and giving up on my kettle of coffee dreams. Too long didn't read, put instant coffee in kettle, coffee frothed like a science fair volcano, blue electrics, didn't learn, tried again 3 more times, same result. I almost scooped out of my sugar jar to fill my reusable K-cup thing this morning. Actually had the little scoop in the jar, full of sugar, and was pulling it up when I realized what I was doing. Deprived of sweets much? 3 more times. Bruh, this isn't even Einstein's insanity, this is pure badass. Oh, I can relate. Once I was making craft dinner, mac and cheese, and when the pot of water started to boil, I absent-mindedly poured the packet of cheese powder into the water instead of the noodles, and it instantly began to boil over and catch fire on the element. Rather than doing the sensible thing. But why? But what about using the deep fryer? You can do anything in an instant pot. Today I fucked up. Massage without a happy ending. Today I fucked up. So my today I fucked up is, today I was feeling a bit sore and tender and decided a massage was the best course of action. I did some research and found a place just outside my local shopping center that had some good reviews from ladies and gentlemen. So I drove to the place and asked for 1 hour full body massage. Everything was going good until she got me to lay on my back so she could massage my front. She started with my chest, then down to my tummy, putting different pressures on different areas of my inside. I let out a loud fart as she pushed in a certain area. She pushed again and another fart came out. This happened 5 times and she was pissing herself laughing the whole time. She said her record was 2. I guess at least she got her PB count up and I can never go back to that shop ever again. Man getting massage, speedy, too long didn't read, so in summary I got a massage, farted 5 times and can never return. Eat beans. Go back. Try for 10. This, up do it. There's a type of massage, can't remember exactly what it's called, gastro massage, but it's literally done to help you fart and shit, and not for your muscles. Trust me, I don't need help with farts, smiley face. I have heard of those massages before. Any story with a new high score has a happy ending. Did you get to enter your initials? Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. No, I didn't. A bit disappointed. She doesn't care and I wouldn't care as a customer. Massagers encounter everything. People crying from human touch, tents in pants, involuntary moaning, and of course farts. I've cried during a massage and I didn't know why. It wasn't pain, and I wasn't particularly sad or anything. I felt overwhelmed with emotion though. She is probably fine with it. She laughed and even openly told you about her record. She probably even intentionally tried to make you fart. Be proud that you made someone laugh, and move on.